Hello. Good evening. I hope everyone feels nice. Had a nice day. Welcome 01 Ella, Alice Adra, Drapsnat, and Kata. It's nice to see you again. We're gonna play some more Doki Doki. Oh, I'm having mouse issues. Turn on the sound for you. So we've done two poems. The first one we wrote specifically to try and see if we can please one person, and everyone more or less liked it. And then the second one, I just wrote whatever I felt. I think moving forward, and I've mentioned this last time, if you would like to suggest what you think we should pick for the poems, I would certainly like the help. Okay. Here we go. Just checking chat one more time. We didn't show it to anybody so far. I'm gonna go ahead and say, Sayori. We'll go ahead and start with her. She was interesting last time. I both, liked her a little bit more because she came off as intelligent, but then, like, outright admitted that she's a manipulative person, which we've known since episode 1. So, that was kind of a roller coaster. She's got dots in her mouth, as she usually does. Oh my goodness. This is so good, Spriggan. I feel like she would say that if I shit on the paper and just handed it to her. She says I love it, especially after yesterday's poem, where you're too honest sometimes, Sayori. We're disgusted by her, apparently. No, but really, I want to put this on my wall. Can I? Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. She thinks this is funny. We're also not amused by it. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know. So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's a Spriggan poem. And that makes it feel extra special. I mean, that's fair. We're like childhood friends. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs my poem. You're so weird, Sayori. Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad, but that's why I just go by my heart. Hello? Oh, okay. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem. I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. I strongly disagree with the narrator. If it makes you feel something and you like it, then it's a good poem. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. See? He should just listen to me. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought? Aw, you want to write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. True. Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind. I mean, yeah, they're like older teenagers. They have no life experience. Well, whatever. Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori. Well, I like happy the most, but sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug and make a nice happy rainbow. You know what, Sayori? I too, when I've been sad, enjoy consuming something sad and having a good cry, so no judgment. Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic. It is? Maybe I'm getting better expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Spriggan. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay? Oh, I forgot about Sayori's poems. Okay. Bottles. I. Oh god. Her fucking handwriting, my dudes. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and bottles all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. This is so much better written and like the hole in the wall thing was a great metaphor, but the rest of the poem was very, I don't know. It wasn't see spot run like Natsuki's poem, but it was very simple to the point of it was unenjoyable. And this is still very simple, but it's got a lot more going on. I appreciate that. I suppose we're gonna see people like progress as writers as we play this, which is, I like that. That's a good aspect of the game. I don't know why it didn't occur to me. We just hang out and talk about poetry, but okay. Finally all done. I open up and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. This is a great poem, Sayori. I am very impressed. Holy crap. I'm glad that he agrees for once. Sayori, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Oh, don't do that, dude. I fucking hate this guy. Don't tell her not to show feelings. It's creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. Yeah, man. But she doesn't... Okay. I'm thinking too hard about it. Yeah. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Well, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Okay. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Okay. I'm gonna come check on chat before we check the next person. Monica gives some constructive criticism. I think Sayori meant what she said, but she is also a kiss ass, so let's get some actual, like, literature analysis. I don't remember anything I put in that poem, to be perfectly honest with you. Also, I have the VOD. It just has not been unprivated, and I apologize, and I will probably do that either when we're done tonight or in the morning when I get up. So, I definitely meant to do that at the beginning of the weekend, and I did not. That is my bad. Okay, literature feedback from Monica. Hi again, Spriggan. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Siori1219, hi, welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining us. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monica. She's got dots in her mouth, a lot of that going around. Alright, I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would write. Pardon me. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? She did say that she really liked the poem. I'm doing well, Sayori. How are you? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common. Oh well. We may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case. But maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Well, I'm glad you decided to hang around here with us. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading into it too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Yes, it is my first playthrough. I have a pretty general idea of what happens, and I know some of like the neat spooky things that happen when you kind of go through it over and over. But I don't really know the order of anything or like how fast anything happens. I'm really enjoying it. I like the art. I really like the music. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. Have you played it before? Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Oh, well, I do understand that reference, Sayori. I just didn't realize you were making it. But yeah, I'm aware. But we're not going to expand on that at all in case any of the lurkers have not played. Ooh, I clicked out. Okay. Okay, yeah. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. We've just had this conversation with her. Well, to each their own, and you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I feel like Monica's poem the other time was really good, so I'm sure this was going to be good too. I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a... Ooh, excuse me. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless... Load me. Save me and load me. That's interesting. I also like the creative way that it's written, like the spacing. The dude also says, it's even more abstract than your last one, huh? Haha, I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I agree, and I think it's a great poem, and I like the spacing thing, like I said. It's both Sayori and Monica have just compared writing to magic, also, which I don't know if that's significant, but I have noticed it. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Haha, I don't know what to do when the laughing is. I cannot fake laugh. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. This girl is very smart, and I like her more as time goes on. She might be, as of now, I'm gonna say, based on how it's gone so far, she might be the only non-asshole, though there's no way that opinion's not gonna change. It's not a short game. Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. This is a writing tip. Okay. I kind of have a superstition, so I guess I'm gonna do that. Wait, is this tip even about writing? That's what I'm fucking saying. What am I even talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. So no actual writing tip. Thanks, Monica. I appreciate the writing tip. Let's see how Yuri feels about the poem. Let's see what you've written for today. Again, this epidemic of dots in the mouth. This is pretty good, Spriggan. Were you influenced by seeing everyone's writing styles yesterday? You asking me if I'm copying everyone? At the same time, you all have wildly different styles. I guess you could say that. Okay. I was also a bit surprised by how differently everyone writes. So I respect you for trying new things. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings and write down the things you see and hear. But that's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. So, I have written some fiction, like me personally, and maladaptive daydreaming is not a good thing, right? But when you cannot stop daydreaming, it can help with writing, or you can get a concept out of it, or if you have a weird dream in the middle of not being able to write, just write down what happened in the dream, and even if you don't end up using that, just having to describe it and describe it in as much detail as possible, you're going to get the juices flowing, because what you remember from the dream, you need to write it down quickly in order to remember, for most people. And for most people who remember their dreams, there's a time clock, so I don't know, it's a good exercise. But you can do it when you're awake, you can just have some quiet time with some instrumental music, or just listen to music and daydream, man. You'll come come up with some shit. Write that shit down and then show that shit to people and see what they think. It's a very intimate exercise. Yes, it is. I see. That's a certainly that's an interesting word order you got there. That's a certainly interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have an example of that if you'd like to read it. I loved the Ghost Lamppost poem, so of course, yes, King Dweeb and I are in agreement. We want to read Yuri's poem. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I do have so much trouble with the handwriting. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon... Oh, an urge. Okay. This is... sad. In a way. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited, or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon is taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feel myself again. I get, like, this is very, it's not it doesn't have as much going on as the Ghost Lamppost poem on the surface, right? It's free verse. It's almost a short story. But there is like a dark vibe to this that I don't know. It gives me a bad feeling. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. Yeah, you were. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. It is your fault, you fucking dweeb, because you have made no effort to develop, like, you're how old and you're just now getting into talking about your feelings and caring about reading and writing. For fuck's sake. But you're gonna put in some effort. I hope. I hope that this fucking dweeb grows as a person somewhat. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't I can't figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Spriggan? Before this fucking dork answers, I'm gonna answer because she asked if Spriggan had, and that's fucking me. I have, right? But there's no point to that. There's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. As long as you are not harming anyone, you know, don't be guilty about things that you like. Listen to shallow pop music. Enjoy, you know, simple pleasures, things that people think are hokey, and be your fucking self, because there's nothing to gain. People that would only like you if you do that are not worth having in your fucking life. Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it's difficult sometimes and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. Wise. This is wisdom. I might be ranting a little bit now. Rant away. You are preaching to the choir. But I'm glad that you're a good listener. Oh, the fucking kid. Okay. Let me read fucking C Spot Run Part 2. Well, I can admit that it's better than the last one, but it's nice to see that you're putting in some effort. That's good. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. You think so? Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. Why is everyone repeating each other? Except Yuri, I guess. But Natsuki and Monica both echoed what Sayori said, and it's creeping me the fuck out. But you never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I don't know, but honestly, how could someone so, fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? She's fluffy? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. Hot damn, Natsuki. I don't enjoy the kid, but I do like the way that she insults this fucking asshole. That was a little unnecessary. I don't agree. You fucking dork, you deserve it. But think of it this way, if it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we take care of each other in our own way. Since yesterday, since you had a conversation about it yesterday, she's had the urge to take care of you since you guys were kids. And just yesterday, you were like, oh, I guess that's fine. I guess that makes sense. You know, he could probably, like, relate to other people better if he were to pull his head out of his anus. Like, he'd be able to see them, and, like, their voices wouldn't be so muffled. It would really help. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. Ugh. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Oh no. Kiddo, you gotta come out to yourself before you come out to this girl. Because if you do not, and it goes poorly, it's gonna affect how you look at yourself. Kiddo. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her either. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers, and I'm gonna tell everyone. Do not out. Do not out your classmate. And also, I'm pretty sure you're also gay. That's um Jesus Christ. I'm speechless. This little fucking shit. Not bad. Do not hate crime your classmate. Oh my god. Okay, I'm taken aback. I mean, I knew it was gonna go dark places. I just wasn't necessarily expecting, like, teenage homophobia. It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. If this dude doesn't say something to this kid about her fucking attitude problem, I'm gonna scream. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. And it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Okay, first of all, is it an analogy? Or is it a metaphor? Or is it an allegory? I know it's not a simile because it didn't use like or as. And also, people are not stupid for liking things you don't like. I just hate most of the people in this game. It's comical how bad of a person most people in this game. And there's like, I've met 5 people, and I don't know if I'm gonna meet any more. I don't think you do. I think it's just in the club, and like sometimes walking home with Sayori. Or I guess it was walking to school with her in the first episode because that's when she asked you to go to the club with her. Yeah. So your poem is better on a technical scale, but it's horrifying, especially from someone so young. 47 Breasts, welcome to the chat. Nice to have you. Like, anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Oh my god. Just this child makes me want to scream. Do you know people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks my... That doesn't matter. It can be about anything. Okay. You're not talking about a real person. I'm glad that this is not about a real person and that you're using it to discuss the way you think you're being treated. It really sounded like a metaphor about being homophobic, though. Just having to put that out there. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Are we talking about this again? People just keep repeating each other. I'm so confused right now. Something that you're afraid of people finding... Oh, something that you're afraid if people find out they'd make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Okay, so it's an anti that... Alright. I feel bad for calling the kid an asshole again. She's just rude to the main character who deserves it. And will pick a fight over nothing. But again, she's a child, so I can't be too mad at her. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? Yes, of course. So say we all. I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Huh, that's funny. Yuri wrote about something similar today. Okay, so he's also picking up on it now. So he's only 10 minutes behind me. Great. I'm sure it wasn't 10 minutes. Huh? Did you say Yuri? Yeah. She said her poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. That people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those things. Really? Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt that she has some weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Good save. It's not like I would judge her or anything. Natsuki has trouble finding words. I guess I should try not to be so mean to her. Ah, we have watched a human soul achieve self-awareness, or at least a facet of it. Congratulations. It's always a treat to see people learn and grow. If she feels insecure about her weird behaviors and stuff, I mean, I always hate people who make me feel insecure, and Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. She did? I know that they got in a fight yesterday, but I gotta be honest with you, I do not remember what it was about, and I just got pissed off at them for being that way. Everyone was just yelling, but except for Monica, who just did not say a fucking word and apologized for that afterwards, but like, you are the president of this club, and two of your members are about to beat the shit out of each other. I would think that you would step in. Was it over the cupcakes? Or cookie? It was the cookies, right? I want this kind of cookie. Oh, well, there's only one and I'm eating it. Something like that. And then arguing about whose poem was more well liked. Like, oh my god. Go outside and think about what she did. Both of you. But the way you put it, it sounds like she's learned her lesson. And I guess you also learned yours, so I can let it pass that you phrased it that way. Well, I would say so. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem. It's what? Oh, right. Never mind. They got in trouble over. Natsuki got pissed off because Yuri uses a bunch of metaphors, and Yuri was like, "Well, your poem is C Spot Run," which is correct. So, but she shouldn't have said it. It's true, but that's not how you encourage someone who looks up to you. You know, you say that to yourself in your head and then you put it in a box and you put it away. It's what I do best after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm going to write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. Yes, you can. You wrote that great poem in a night, so I don't want to hear it. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. Oh, come on. There's like 5 of us. We could do something. I don't really do well with last minute preparations. I mean, that's fair. But also, again, there's multiple of us, so like, we can compartmentalize so nobody feels overwhelmed. I'm saying we can do this. Don't worry so much. We're gonna keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Cooler heads prevail. Go, Monica. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. For fuck's sake, don't... She's got good intentions. She's got good intentions. I'm saying this to myself, not to you. Let's all take a water break. It's been 45 minutes. And I've just been flapping my mouth, like, reading this. 2 big drinks, because it's been so long. Fucking performing. I mean, like, it's not like it's in person. Right, this is a game, so. But it's the principle. It's the principle of signing someone up to perform without asking them. Performing Monica? Yeah, we're gonna be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is we're also going to let anyone else come up with and recite their poems too. Okay, that's cool. We're gonna have a poetry slam. An open mic poetry slam. Alright, I'm kind of back on board, though I think that based on Yuri's expression, we should allow her not to participate. Or be like, she can just announce the people. Sayori's putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Hee hee, she says. Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Nobody noticed this? I didn't notice this when I was like, that she's surrounded by poster materials when we're trading poems, but okay. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this, you know. Excellent. Speak up. You're helping yourself and Yuri. Just as long as you still participate in some other capacity. There is no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never, in my life, do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys. No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. I'm glad you understand, Monica, that when you are called in, you will reconsider. But we still have 3 people who could perform. We could read multiple poems alternating. You know, see what the interest is in people coming up to read their own shit. This is still doable. Natsuki, of course, could make the snacks, and Yuri could just announce people. And that way it would still look like there were more people working than there were. It'll make the club look more organized. We have a catering department. We have a spokesperson. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. Oh, I clicked out. Mouse problems. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So I'm sorry. And she apologizes unasked. What a graceful human being in this situation, right? It's happening right at the second. Natsuki's got dots in her mouth. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. It's true, the rest of us can still perform, but the 2 of them should not have to, and if they should change their mind, they should be allowed to do that. Yeah. It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? Okay, but don't pressure them to do it. Make it clear that the offer is still open, but if they said no, you're going to accept that. To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place. I know you do. Ugh, don't do that. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Ooh, I have to cough. Hang on. Pardon. Natsuki's got dots in her mouth. I feel like she's the more likely one to do it. Yuri also has dots in her mouth. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. Oh, you fucking... Don't be a kiss ass. You literally do not need everyone to do it. What if not making them agree to it in the first place, and then when the day comes, they can do it because they decided to is enough. Like, what if they're just feeling really inspired and confident that day? But now you've pushed too much. These people. I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but... Dots. It looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. She doesn't need to make an argument. I don't like this. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with. Alright. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? If she says no right now, and Monica does not accept it, I'm gonna be angry. She's got dots. Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. Yeah, this is so fucking sad. She does not want to. But she's about to agree to it because she doesn't want to disappoint people. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice. So glad you're happy about this, Yuri. Haha, that's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh gosh, you'll be fine, Yuri. Shut up, Monica. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way! Monica, this is too sudden. Yeah. Yeah. We've got a limited amount of time. But I would have definitely let them wait until next time. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now let's see. Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. Oh, we're closing in on an hour. Depending on how much longer is left, I would like for us to write the poem before we save, but we could always do it right as we start next time. Let's see how long this takes. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Monica begins reciting her poem. Do we not get to hear the poem? I want to read this poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. We don't care how Natsuki feels about it. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. Okay. See, I'm glad that them pushing her did not ruin this. She's got something to say. Aw, Yuri's all fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. Ooh, maybe I need a little more water. Actually, I think I will have coffee instead. You can do it, Yuri. It's called Afterimage of a Crimson Eye. Already like it, but sadly we're not going to get to fucking hear it. I bet it's like weird tales, you know? Lovecraftian even. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering, her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as if she bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save the situation. Oh my god. Okay. You can want to help without being like, hey y'all, give me 2 seconds. Okay. Sorry, someone who's physically around me needed to ask me a question, and it was important, but brief. Um, yeah, he can want to help without being like, oh, I gotta save everything. This guy's a fucking dweeb, man. He's a narcissist, and I can't stand him. Oh, let's see what this fucking dork has to say. Hopefully, it'll at least be a pep talk. Okay, he's applauding. Good. It's a little dramatic, but like, I think that might be called for Yuri. I think that she needs a show of support. I hope that he stood. Everyone joins me afterward and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. Damn fucking straight. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught off guard. Caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Yuri's got dots in her mouth. Looks like Yuri's out for the count. Okay, I guess I'm next then. So Yuri hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Ah. And then she laughs. Sorry, I giggled. She continues to giggle. Ah, she's got the giggles. Sayori, it's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it, but hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes, and we applaud. I did it! Good job, Sayori. Even Spriggan liked it. I guess it's a good sign. What does that even mean? It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone. Yeah, I totally follow you. Then next time I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay. Now who's next? Either me or Natsuki. It's gonna be the kid. Don't make me go before Spriggan. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Spriggan lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. Jesus! Direct hit. Oh, we've definitely hit, or we're closing in on an hour. I am getting tired, y'all. Let's see who reads next. I would like to finish this, at least this meeting, even if there's a walk home segment. I always just leave it till next time. Natsuki. It's fine, it's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, make me feeling terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry I'm not as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... It's called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting. Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You'd better not make me do that again. Well, do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing, I see. Okay. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so... Well, I guess in that case... You won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick up a poem. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez, I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy. Yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. I can do this. Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club, and impressing Monica, then I'll have to do my best. So he likes Monica, and of them, she does have the best head on her shoulders, more or less. Ready to go, Sayori? Yep. Look at you two. Look at you two, always going home together like that. I have such a tickle in my throat. I'm so glad that we're like to the end of this episode. Not that I don't like hanging out with y'all, but like I had a very long day and I have to get up for work in the morning. Oh my goodness, I didn't check. Ziki, thank you for joining us. I don't know how long you've been here. Real Beetle, thank you for joining us right at the end of the stream. Yeah, I am enjoying it. I really like the music. I'm really enjoying the poems. I hate most of the people on a deep level, but I'm enjoying the game. And I don't think you're supposed to like everybody. A lot of people are flawed. Thank you for joining us, though. The VOD will be available here on Twitch obviously for the standard amount of time, but I do have a YouTube channel and I'm putting the VODs up there as well. For posterity, or so you could watch them in a row should you want to. Okay, look at you two, always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? She-hee-hees again. Geez, guys, don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, I'm fine for not liking a few of them. I mean, like, so, the I don't have much of a problem with Natsuki. I briefly thought the Amy likes spiders poem was like her trying to low-key say that she's homophobic towards a classmate named Amy until she explained that it's about how she thinks people think about her, and that made me sad and not angry at her. I like that she gives the narrator a lot of shit because he fucking deserves it. I genuinely dislike the narrator. I regret giving him my name. I think Sayori is mostly well-intentioned, but like knee-jerk reaction is like to be manipulative, and I don't know if that's because like she's neglected at home because these are like kids, older kids, except for the kid. Um, and I don't know. Yuri's just rude sometimes. Like Natsuki's poem, her first poem, was very C-spot run, and Yuri basically told her that to her face, and that's not necessary. Like, that's not how you encourage your younger clubmate. Yeah. So far, Monica gives me a scary vibe, but she's the one that has had a better head on her shoulders, but like, I do not entirely trust it, and it kind of weirds me that the narrator's already like, I've decided this is the one. The only person that you know is Sayori. You do not know this girl. Fucking dweeb. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up, but I do this every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Sometimes I go to 10. I am not doing that this evening. Yeah. Okay, well, how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, Spriggan, you don't have to say it. Whatever, let's go already. Alright. We're not gonna do the walk home. We're gonna start with the walk home and writing the poem next time. As I've previously stated, I feel like this was a longer day than the previous ones. Oops. Whoops, no, I'm trying to go to the main menu to get the music. Yeah, I already saved. Yeah, that's my point, Real Beetle. Would love to have you next time. I'm trying to have people help me pick the words for the rest of the poems, because I don't really care. I'm just content to let it develop as it does. So, Tuesday at 8 Eastern Time is when I do this. And, I am also trying to have like a floating second stream because I really like doing short indie games, and I'd like to kind of do a bit of an indie roundup. I don't know how often I'm going to be doing it. Maybe once a week, maybe once a month, maybe bi-weekly, who the fuck knows. Turn that off. Yeah, so everybody drink some water. You know, I hope that you've eaten today. If you have any meds that you're supposed to be taking, please remember to take them. If you've been binding or tucking or anything like that, please do so safely. Remember to undo it when the time comes. Do not sleep like that. And I'm going to say that you, in the coming week, do something nice for someone. Doesn't have to be someone you know. It could be a stranger. It could be someone you know. Without expecting anything in return. And, yeah. Have a good week, y'all. I might see you again in the middle of the week. Well, I mean, it's nearly the middle of the week now. Over the weekend. But we'll see. I will definitely tweet about it. Obviously, I'm Kami Spriggan here on Twitch. I'm also Kami Spriggan on Twitter and YouTube. If you would like to tip me, I have a Ko-fi, I don't know how you say it. And that is just ko-fi.com/Spriggan. No Kami in that one. Just my name. Yeah. I try to be positive, Beetle. You know, you don't always get what you put out, but other people get what you put out, so it's worth putting out good stuff. All right, I'm gonna be done. I'm so tired that I'm not saying all the words in the right order anymore. So good night, y'all.